Hey, you there. Just wanted to let you know you are now listening to the AK Mindset Podcast. What's good, guys? The summer season is upon us, and it's only right that we preview some of the animes we will be following, especially as we need to definitely pick one to fill the AK Watch slot as the spring season comes to a close. Today, we have a full house. What's good, guys? Talk to them.
Yo, what's going on, people? Daniel here, back again for the AK Watch, doing a summer preview like we did for spring, and a lot of, I'd say, less shows than the spring season that I'm looking to watch, but looking to have a good conversation as always.
Yo, what's up? We're back again, guys. Yes, it's exciting, man. Joining the the weekly watch of anime, so I'm excited to see what the summer brings.
That's perfect. So let's jump in straight into it. Like you said, the spring season was a hefty one. This season is a bit less, not in content or value, but just more manageable. I say, which is a good look. Maybe it will make us produce more incisive content. But we're gonna start with Jobless Reincarnation season 2. Following Rudis, Eris, hopefully a bit of Roxy and Sophie. Definitely one of the best isekai fantasy animes in the last couple of years. So I'm definitely excited to see what is going to happen, especially with how eventful the last season was. It's kind of interesting because I feel like this season is very important just to get right by the producers and the writers because of trying to reach or get the hype that has surrounded this series, to really break some grounds in anime, which is kind of hinted at. What do you guys kind of think, or your expectations? I know that this season we're supposed to be focusing on the search for Rudis's missing mother, Zenith. Are you guys excited about that kind of storyline or plot line? Is there anything else that kind of interests you in Jobless Reincarnation season 2?
Yeah, I think for me, what I'm interested in is just getting back into the world, exploring the new sites, wherever the journey takes us, new characters, see how Rudy's going to interact with the group that he's going to be joining, how long it's going to take him. Seems a bit more edged up in some of the visuals. Also just seeing how he overcomes because mentally he was kind of in the mud after what happened at the end of last season. So I think the main things I'm looking at is just how he navigates that crisis season, the progression with his magic, where can he really go, because I feel as if the incantationless magic is kind of the pinnacle, but we see throughout the seasons that even though he's strong, there are always people who are stronger. So I just want to see how he's going to improve, where he's going to go, because we know he's like Saint, I think, King class for the water magic. But what about the other magics? You need to see his improvement there. And then, like he said about Sophie, what happened to her? We haven't seen her. Eris, I'm not sure if we'll see her, but it would be cool to see her. Roxy, nice as well. And then just get more clues to see where Zenith is, because we need to find her.
No, 100%, 100%. What about you, Ed?
Yeah, Dana's been warning me about this. Catch up quickly, and you guessed it, I have not. So the plan is just to catch up. I think it's a good thing in a way, because I don't know. I think Jobless Incarnation, to wait for it week to week might be difficult. So because I only have to catch up for the second half of the first season. So catching up and going with the flow and going through it was going to be really fun. I think, like Daniel said, it's just going to be exciting to go back into the world again, especially after I've left it for so long. Again, introduced again to the characters, Rudius and everything. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, but it's just going to be a long process for me. But at the same time, I'm looking forward to it.
No, that's good. Likewise, I did kind of want to get your thoughts then, Daniel, about just seeing aged up a bit Rudis. Do you think that's going to kind of change the dynamics? Because we've seen him previously be very immature and really played or acted up to the body he's in and not the mind and experience that he kind of should have? Do you think just him growing up physically would change the dynamics?
To be honest, I don't know, because he's supposed to be getting more mature in this second life, taking a different path from what he was previously. If I'm honest, I see bits of progression here and there. Can I say he's going in a positive direction completely? Hard to say. In this, I mean, as he gets older, you would expect him to be, less perverted, but I can never really rule it out, because I don't know with these Japanese authors, but I can only say I hope for less of those antics. I really don't approve of any of that behavior he was displaying. I just hope that they keep that to the minimum, because it's probably the worst part of the series. So to answer your question, I'm not sure, but I can only hope for minimal perverseness. And I don't mind mistakes, but really it's just the perverseness. I don't want to see it, preferably.
No, I definitely agree, because last season they heavily leaned into that, and there was moments I know that even we had some talks and stuff, like, or even conversations through WhatsApp, like, bro, what is happening? Like, why? Because I feel like sometimes it takes away from like the depth of what's going on and the narrative and people's the character's experience, when like out of the blue my guy will have like panties on his head and doing some dumb stuff, you know what I mean? It just takes away from the great story which they have. So hopefully this season they don't do that, or they do it less, and we can actually lean into like the quality characters that they have on hand and stuff like that. Is there anything else you want to add on Jobless? If not, we can move on to the next series.
I think
we can move. Oh, sorry, Ed.
Yeah, just add to the professor. I don't know, it's just weird because, like, down to the Japanese dons, I don't think they understand, like, to be fair, the main focus is in Japan, innit? I think they might find it funny with how, like, random the perverseness is, but it doesn't translate really well here. I think they need to understand that a little bit, because it's just, like you said, just takes us out of it. Like, why is this happening? And it's not just Jobless as well, there's so many other series that do it, but I think with the kind of character Regis is already previously in his previous life, it doesn't really help his case at all. So hopefully there's a change in it, because like Dana said, that's probably the worst part of the show, and it's an amazing show as well.
100%, definitely well said. Moving on to the second anime that is definitely on my list this summer season, and it's been a while. Horimiya, bro, it's been too long. It's been too long, and it's crazy because I remember when Horimiya came out in 2001, that winter season. I was really down on romance anime. I was so down on like Kaguya was carrying it heavily, and even then, like what Horimiya brought was so different. Like the pace, it felt like things actually happened. You know what I mean? It was like a breath of fresh air. I really loved it. And this season it's going to be interesting to see how their relationship, Izumi and Hori, kind of develops, because I feel like they're definitely going to start taking it seriously in regards to it being official, and then the pitfalls, because they're so much, they're so contrast to each other, like character wise. So it's such an odd dynamic sometimes, but it's like beautiful to see, and I'm excited to see them kind of grow in their romance. And this show has some of the best supporting cast.
100%.
Oh my days, it always makes me want to be invested. So what are you guys, we'll start with Daniel, what are you excited with Horimiya jumping back into the world? 2 years, bro. It's been 2 years.
I'm actually gonna give my thoughts and comments last, because I've read the manga, so I just want to hear Ed, and then I have a question for you, Raguel, after Ed. So
okay, I'm too excited, man. Like you said, supporting cast are probably one of my favorite aspects of this anime. The dad, hilarious. I love him. her friends. It's just glad to be glad and to be back. I think Horimiya was one of a surprise for me because I think you man suggested it. I was like, okay, let me just see what it is. Then it's like one of my favorite romance stories, animes ever. So I was excited to get back. I was surprised as well because I thought the story was finished. I didn't know there was more story to tell. So I'm just glad to see what they do, how the relationship develops, and any kind of highs and lows of the relationship they go through. Because, even though they're really odd and very different, I think they really work well together. So I think I'll see how they deal with like difficult situations, or if they even get to difficult situations at all. So it's exciting, man. I'm excited for it.
Okay, I need to ask. So, what's your understanding of what this anime is? I just have to ask you, both of you.
That is a good question. Hey, for me,
what do you think it is?
It's definitely a romance. It's a romance anime, but it's like.
No, I mean, do you think it's a sequel or like? What?
Oh, this one. It's a sequel. Isn't it? It's a sequel, bro.
What about you, Ed?
Bro,
I think like
I'm so scared. What? Why are you asking this question?
I think it's like an extended story, and because I thought, like I said before, I thought the story ended where it ended last season. So I think it's like an extended, like extra stories that they feel like they didn't tell in the first season.
You see, Ed is along the correct lines than you, Raguel, because basically the first season adapted pretty much most of the major events of the manga, right? And because it was so fast paced. So what this is doing is it's just going back to some of the chapters that weren't adapted and putting them into the anime. So it's kind of like some of the things that you might be expecting. I don't know if you'll get them because after so it will be probably like the same vibe, but it's more just like things that wasn't adapted in the first anime. Like all the major events were shown in the first series. So like in episode 12, that was pretty much the end of the main series, and there was like some side stories that weren't adapted. But like this is just gonna be like if I were to put it, it's just like side story. It's just like an extra anime. It's not gonna like advance the story or anything. In my
I'm a broken man. I'm a broken man. Do you know, like 2 years of suffering, I thought, you know what, we're gonna get some more Horimiya. When I saw the announcement, I was like, oh my days, we eating good. Because I know that the manga is ending, innit? And I knew that content-wise we're going through a lot. But because I'm so disconnected from the manga, I was like, wait, there just might be more things to flesh out. There's more stories to be told. And now I'm here, heartbroken.
When there is.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
Yeah,
it's not the
because
same.
I think from when it came out, I think one of the complaints I saw like in the comment sessions was the fact that it felt too fast. So I had the feeling like this was going to be like things we missed. But I was also hoping it was going to be not like an anime only, but like a what if this happened after this? That's what I thought was going to be part of it as well. But since it's just filling out the gaps, it's less exciting, but still I'm glad to go back into the world.
Yeah.
Read the title. Does it not say missing pieces? I can't see it from here.
Yeah, it does. It does say that. Yeah.
You don't know, missing pieces after they go to university, bro. What do you mean?
100%, man. That could mean a lot of things to me. It could be all the pieces I'm missing in a season 2.
They said it when they announced it. So.
After they announced
we
it,
definitely set ourselves up.
I was too excited. I couldn't hear anything past that. True. I'm still gonna watch it though. I still need that bit of romance in my life. It's still significant. Oh, you see the little miss up. There's always a miss up every season and every show. Whether it's me and Ed watching the wrong season at the wrong time.
Let's not bring that up again, please.
Or whether it's me thinking there's a season 2. Hey, AK mindset.
From that.
Hey, Daniel, you need to fumble once.
At least once, bro.
At least
please.
once.
How?
You're not making us look good.
I said, how can I fail?
Oh my days. And that's calm then. Alright, so let's move on to the third. I know there's a lot of hype for this one, as you can see on screen. Jujutsu Kaisen, second season. there's not a lot to say about Jujutsu, but there is also a lot to say. I am questioning whether it will meet the hype that's been created and the much anticipation I've seen. That's the one fear I have, especially when we saw what the movie did, when we see what the series did, when we see the groundbreaking numbers. Obviously, they're going over a decent arc, if I recall. The hidden inventory, and I think they're covering the premature death arcs, I think. But what do you guys kind of feel? Do you feel like this season is integral to, this project, this anime as a whole? Like, it needs to bang, or do you think it just has to be alright?
Oh, it definitely needs to bang, in my opinion. I think this is one of the arcs I've been looking forward to, aside from Shibuya, and it needs to bang. I think following the track records, I'm not gonna doubt them, so I'm excited. I think they're gonna hit it because some characters being introduced are gonna be fire. The story's good. I think it's gonna bang, man. It's gonna be good. I mean, it's Jujutsu Kaisen. We see what they did with the first season and the movie, like you said. So I expect it to be good. If it doesn't hit the expectation, it will be disappointing. But I have high hopes, so hopefully it matches it.
What about you, Daniel?
Yeah, this is a critical season, I would say. These are some of the arcs that really got people to get behind JJK. It was one of the things people have been excited to see, especially with some of the characters that are being introduced in this initial, I think, like the first arc that they're gonna adapt. So and this was probably this arc has one of the moments where I was like, yeah, JJK, this series is good, man. It's good. I like this intensity, this energy, and looking at how they've changed things up in terms of how they're approaching the production. I think they've changed the character designs, and I didn't watch any trailers, but from what I've heard, I can only go off of what I've heard, but people are noticing improvements in the way things have been presented. So I feel like that tweak is going to make this season a lot better than the first season. So which is great, because what's about to happen is going to be like probably approaching the peak of the manga, in my opinion, with hidden inventory and Shibuya. I don't know how far they're going to get into Shibuya, because they said 23 episodes. And that arc is quite long, and if they're doing an arc before that as well, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, should be a good season.
Yeah.
No, definitely. I don't know if I'm as excited, because I feel like it will just meet my expectations. Like, it's going to be a great anime week to week. I don't know if it's one of the top priorities on my summer watch. It's definitely up there. I don't know if I'm as eager. I'm always trying to look for something new or something unique and stuff like that, especially in recent years. But is this top priority for you guys? Is this like, you're going to make sure you catch it every week? Well, if we end up watching this one for the AK Watch, then it's definitely going to be every week.
I think it's top 2 for me, personally.
It's not really a priority for me. Stuff that I've read is never going to be a priority. It's only just going to be a thing where, how well did you adapt this, and how did this translate into, how did you translate Y into X, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
I think it's a slightly different perspective for me. I think I'm really excited to see what's going to be put on screen from what I've read, so I get really excited about it. For new stuff, I have no expectations in a way. But always, it always surpasses it, if that makes sense. Like, for example, this season, Insomniac, that exceeded my expectation. It's like, wow, this is the best of the season for me. But stuff I expected to do really well, like Demon Slayer, hit my expectations. So I think I have that, what you experienced, and now I have it at the end. But there are some seasons, when Bleach came out, I was just yeah, nothing's going to top this for me. So I think I just I'm really excited to see what Bleach does, what Jujutsu Kaisen does. I expected what Villain Saga does, but there's always a one I never expect that always exceeds my expectations, and it's right up there with the rest of the ones I expect to be good.
Yeah, I think I'm very similar as well, and our fourth choice is one that I have little expectations for, not in a negative way, but just I've been unaware of the manga series and just seeing it for the first time as a anime. I've been avoiding I've seen a couple visuals and I like the art style, is vibrant. Zoom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. It seems like a very interesting kind of concept in regards to like zombie movies or zombie theme, and obviously following the main character, revitalizing his like joy for life in the worst possible time. That's where it seems to be the concept, and now he's eager to fulfill his bucket list. So what do you guys feel about Zoom? Does it look good to you? Have you seen anything? Has it been on your profile? Have you been aware of it?
I think you go first, Daniel.
Okay. I mean, I've seen one trailer. It looked pretty good. But I don't have any expectation for it. It's kind of one of those series I thought I'd give a try because I haven't heard anything about it, and I thought it looked pretty distinct from kind of those series I've seen before when it's about, I guess, apocalypse or destroyed world kind of vibe, but it seems really vibrant, colorful, and I just wanted to see what it's about and see if I would like it.
I think I heard about this series before. I think it might be the same one. I might be mistaken for something else, but I believe I saw it before on TikTok. It was like a manga to read or a kind of recommendation. So I knew about it before, I think. But I think the vibe I got from it wasn't like a vibrant one, like as vibrant as it is. Because I was like, when I saw the posters and the little bit of the trailer, I was like, wow, this is really like a different kind of vibe than I was expecting. So I'm excited for it in sense of like it's very different from what I expected. I thought it was going to be like a casual, like, you know what, it's after I'm going to do my bucket list, but I didn't expect it so like bright and popping when it comes to colors. So I'm excited to see where they take it. But when it comes to like the story or anything, I have no idea where it's going to go. So I hope it goes well, basically.
Yeah, for me, this is definitely one of the ones I'm excited for. The color palette is right down my alley. I really like vibrant, uniquely drawn or animated pieces, and this is one of them. The main character looks very, very interesting. Kind of reminds me of Deku for some reason. I don't know why, just visually. But I am anticipating for this to be decent, and definitely one that I'm excited to, when we cover our mid-season review, discuss to see how we felt about it and stuff like that, whether we're going to continue watching. But yeah, we do have our next section, or the next anime, which is probably the top 2 most hype. Bleach, long-awaited anime adaptation, or the volumes 55 to 74. After last year's, I'm so happy that we're getting it so quickly. Like,
oh yes,
that's the main thing is the speed, because I was prepared to be waiting for a long time, especially when the 1,000 Year Blood War or earlier this year was crazy. It was actually crazy. So what are you guys excited to see from Bleach?
Well, I'm too excited. I think it's my most exciting one I'm looking forward to, because I really enjoyed the first part last year when it came out. So, and like you said, I thought it was going to wait for like a year at least, but it came out quicker than expected. So yeah, man, I'm excited to see some characters on screen, and you know, Kubo do his thing, and it's going to be brought to anime. So I'm excited. I've waited for way too long. We know all Bleach fans have waited too long for this, so the continuation of the wait is over. So I'm just excited to see some of the characters do what they do and some of the story bits. And the next few bits were pretty decent, I think, when it comes to what the manga was. So I'm just excited for it. I'm happy that it's finally coming back.
What about you, Daniel? Anything in particular that is, pique your interest in making sure you're gonna, be diligently watching this, or is it just does it fall under the umbrella of anime that you read already, so you're just gonna be following it lightheartedly?
I'll be there every week. This is I guess the exception, you know, because Bleach was one of the first series I've ever read / watched, and this part of the arc is probably my favorite part of the arc. This section here, what they're about to adapt. So I'm gonna be locked in. I've been hearing a lot of good things about how there's gonna be some new fights with they're showing Shinji's Bankai, and Shinji's one of my favorite characters. So I'm really excited for that. And then there's just gonna be a lot of great moments that I'm just hoping that they're gonna adapt well, and I'm wondering where they're gonna stop. I've been hearing they might stop at a certain Ichibei fight, but that's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of stuff to get through. So I'm just need to see the pacing. But I mean, every week I'll be there. I'll be watching with some people. It's gonna be a great time. I'm just really excited because this part is great, and then I won't say about the the part after, but we'll see. Hopefully they'll be able to rectify the parts after.
Hopefully, my fingers crossed. Do you know how many episodes it is? Is it 12 or 13 or 24?
It should be 12 or 13 because it's I think 52 or 64 in total, and I think it's split into 4 parts. So
okay,
I mean,
fair enough.
Yeah.
That's fair enough. Well, yeah, definitely agree. This part is the best because the bit after this, Gupo needs to rewrite some stuff, hopefully in the anime part. Yeah.
You are funny, young guy. Daniel said, "If I speak,
I'm in big trouble."
Just watch episode 5 of the podcast, bro.
I'll link in the description. Okay, the last section is special mentions anime that we haven't discussed so far that you be keeping an eye on, or at least given a couple episodes this season, or even just watching the whole thing. So we're going to start with you, Daniel. What hasn't been mentioned that you're definitely going to be keeping an eye on?
Okay, first up, Bungo Stray Dogs season 5. Season 4 was one of the best shows that I watched this year. They took it up a different level with season 4, and what's gonna be happening in season 5, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be great to watch every week, and I'll be there. I know they're gonna up the level again, so I'm just I'm just anxiously waiting for the next season. Then next up, My Happy Marriage. I've heard some things in the streets about this series being a really interesting romance series. I think it's set in like kind of historical times. So I haven't heard a lot about it, but I've seen the preview and it looked interesting, so I thought I'd watch it. And then the last thing that I will mention is, there's a couple other things, but the last things I'll mention is Fate, Strange Fate. So it's another Fate adaptation. I know it's gonna send you guys spinning again. But, this is one that I've heard some rumblings about in the community, and I've always been curious about what it's about, and they're finally animating it. So I will be there, and it got delayed. So I'm just happy that it's finally being released. So Fate, Strange Fate, it's only gonna be like one episode. It's like an OVA. So I'm just gonna see what it's about, and hopefully it'll be good as the other Fates. But yeah, what about you guys? What else do you feel like you wanna be watching?
What's on your mind, Ed? Do you have any ones that haven't been mentioned that you're going to be tapping into?
Before when I looked through it, I wasn't too interested in many, except for like the big ones we mentioned already, and obviously Fate like pulled my eyes. Was like, oh, I need to make sure I'm watching in like the correct order, like things I need to make sure I'm not missing anything before I go into this one. But it's one that pulled me close because it was different. It was like two things I didn't expect to be together. It's called Undead Girl Murder Farce, I believe it's called something like that. And it's just like basically a detective solving a murder case where it's like, I think it's a monster and like related, so it's gonna be interesting to see like a detective case dealing with like supernatural stuff. So it'll be, hopefully it's good, but I'll be there for the first episode and see how it goes.
It sounds good. For me, the two definitely have been on my list. Firstly, Liar Liar, and this series kind of looked interesting, even though it's another student in school kind of series, but the gamesmanship, like lies and deceit, challenging each other's being, that kind of atmosphere. It's kind of interesting me. I think there's a lot of similarities between that what's that anime, the gambling anime?
Kakaguri.
That's the one. Like lightly similar, not as sinister. But in terms of like trying to trick people, trying to bluff other people, the antics surrounding that. I'm interested to see if that's good. It's one of those where it might be like watchable and I can get through it, or it might be so bad that in the first episode I'm like, nah, I can't. But I'm gonna give it like 2 to 3 episodes, or maybe watch half of it so that I have something interesting to say in the mid-season review. For my second anime of choice, I'm gonna be watching Reborn Vending Machine, just for the banter.
Oh god.
Just for I'm doing this for the memes. This is very unserious of me. I'm not at all interested. My isekai over the last couple of years, outside of the main ones, have been very minimal. But when I saw this, I was like, they are running out of ideas. So I have to see what's going to happen in this. I have to see how bottom of the barrel are we. What are the kind of themes that are going to go on in this? So yeah, in that aspect, I'm very excited to see. And the visuals are giving me jokes.
Do you know when I gave up on like some isekai, except for like the popular ones, is when I saw one I was like, oh, I got reincarnated as my crush's dog or something, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna even try new ones until someone says it's good.
Yeah, that one was wild. I was talking to someone about that one the other day. It's different. The reincarnation as like a pet, and it was the dog and the 3 girls, and you see the angles.
Oh, it was just like
fam.
I didn't watch it. I saw the thing. I was like, oh, this. Oh, wait. This is where it's going.
Bestiality, bro.
Exactamundo.
Hey, it's crazy.
Actually, never trust it.
I couldn't even bring myself to actually even watch it. I just knew this was the most nonsense.
Yeah. Konosuba and Jobless Reincarnation is saving Isekai right now.
It definitely is. Anyway, guys, that's majority of this summer's renditions. Any thoughts? Are you overall? Do you think this is going to be a good season of anime in comparison to the spring that we just left? Because I think the spring was relatively a high level of collectively anime that we kind of consumed. I can't deny, really thoroughly enjoyed. It was hard to follow them all, but there was not a lot of misses. So do you guys expect it to be the same?
From what I've seen, I don't think it's going to be the same level, but at the same time I'm excited because I might be able to keep up with this one. I don't know how you might do it, bro, especially Daniel. How do you keep up with all this? Because I'm finishing off stuff still from spring. So I think with less what I'm interested in summer, I think I'll be able to actually keep it up like week to week and like not fall behind. Because once you fall behind, I know it's just very hard to get back up. So I think in the sense of like actually being up to date with everything will be a lot better. But when it comes to quality, I don't know, it's really hard to beat what I experienced in the spring season, to be fair.
I think because with this season, a lot of the shows that were airing, there wasn't actually many that were new to me, as in I hadn't read the manga before, so I can afford to just fall back because I already know. And when I'm watching it, I'm not watching it too deeply. But what I do is I just spread it out over the week. So if a lot of them came out on Saturday, but I'm not going to spend 5 hours just watching anime. I just spread it over Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or I pick shows that air on different days, so that way I don't have to. They don't just hit me with like 5 on one day. But whether this season, the summer will compare to the spring, I'm not sure. I hope, to be honest, I hope it will be better because I'll be feeling like a lot of the shows that I haven't had awareness of, like I would say the ones that kind of really impressed me this season was like Skip and Loafer, Yamada, and Heavily Delusion. So I'm just hoping I have like some shows that kind of just surprise me in the story and like impress me, because I don't know, I feel like it's not as many series that kind of impress me nowadays.
Oh, we definitely done another Heavily Delusion for summer.
Yeah, we do. Like even carrying on that sentiment, I definitely agree with that. I always definitely, apart from the must watch, the hype piece of anime coming out this summer, there was nothing outside of that that would be like a guilty pleasure that I can, every time I'm like, oh my days, like you bring something so unique to my anime experience this season, like we got this spring. I don't know if we're gonna have that this summer. Hopefully there's 1 or 2 that like creep through the cracks and disappear as like a shining light for us that we can just grasp onto. But if not, we just have to follow the hype in it. follow the main 3 and hope they give us everything we need in it.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, any last thoughts before we close?
Just I guess we'll be doing a poll like we did last time. Actually, I mean, last time we didn't actually listen to the poll, so
Hey.
we'll probably just decide the show for the
That's a fact. People decide like, nah, we like this one better.
We'll keep up the theme.
But I
We'll do
think
the poll again and still not watch what they decide.
I think last time there was a clear favourite though to what we wanted to watch for the AK watch. So I don't think there's a clear favourite for this time. So maybe we might follow what they vote. So
Yeah,
I'm happy we didn't do Demon Slayer anyway, because
likewise.
that would have been it just would have been very inconvenient schedule wise.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, we have to actually deep that. The schedule one, more than anything, kind of dictates what we watched, which is so funny. But yeah, anything else you want to add, Ed, before we close the?
No, I think that's it. I think the summer's gonna be fun. So hopefully you guys tag along with the AK watch. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, man. So yeah, as you heard, enjoy the sun, but not too much that you can't come home and watch the AK watch and see us review this summer. Whichever one we pick is going to be a great experience. Follow us on the socials. You see all our details on screen right now. Interact with us. We have been hella consistent and we've been pumping out content, and we see how you guys been viewing and commenting, and it's really much appreciated. So anyway, drink your water, sleep well, and we'll catch you in a bit.
Peace.